Shoot, I might be able to just make that with what's on me. I am. Alright, so we got our Pachycephalosaur here. And we have a Stygimoloch. Trying to finish our expansion of the this old house here. Yeah. So here's your standard Pachycephalosaur, one of my favorites as a kid. Had the toy from the second line of Jurassic Park 2 toys. Jurassic Park 2. Jurassic Park had 2 toy series lines, and the second one had Pachycephalosaur in it. Which is one thing that no matter what, all those hardcore Jurassic Park weirdos on the internet now have not caught because they're too young. Well, I take that back. The Jurassic Park collection girl, she's the right age. She is freaky. Really, really freaky. I thought that was a guy making his girlfriend do that when I realized it was her. Oh my god. Yeah, Stygimoloch was actually smaller than Pachycephalosaur. Pachycephalosaur is the big one. Well, big relative for them. I don't think he's going to be able to carry me. Oh, shoot, okay. Good job. So, evidently he can't go through doors or he's going to be a house lizard. But, guess not. I'm down with that. I actually like the way they've done some of these animals. It just makes me wish that they just released 3 of them instead. Because I don't know who he's, you know, I mean, I know he's Brachiosaur right now, but I don't know who Brontosaur is really supposed to be, because that's not what a Brontosaur looks like. Well, it's what a Brontosaur looks like in the old the old skeleton model sense. Kind of. So I guess super big Camarasaurs. Anyways. Played last night with WT. We got a lot of stuff done. Well, we got to go up north and get some more pelts. Got attacked by a tech Tyrannosaurus last night. That was terrifying. He was like rank 172, or no, rank 129. I keep forgetting the server only goes so high. Either way, it's quite unpleasant. Scared the shit out of me, and definitely started pushing that I need to get this house done before I go back to work. Because unlike my cheating ex, I actually work at something that matters. Anyways, though, yeah, so Stygimoloch. There you go. I blame that Jurassic World game for this, getting me back into this, because the game was just not very good. Oh, well, you could have said you just needed some wood, asshole. But he gave it to you. As an aside, as an experiment, I am seeing how much the Parasaurolophus uses when he's eating here. The trough was at 55. He's only been at it for a few minutes here. Damn. I think we've used up all of our anytime minutes. Yeah, shoot. But today will be the day that we finish the damn gates. We have to. Get some health on you, will you? Go ahead and start. Oh, I think all I need is plant species X. I'll get the rest of it for later. Yeah, you got full-on attacked by a Tech Rex. I hope their existence is only temporary in this, because it looks really stupid. Definitely made me realize that I think I've got the gun damage about where I want it. Because he did not instantly die. He took multiple rounds, even from the Ascendant shotgun. So I think we're good. It's just these low-level guys. It looks more like a movie almost, where you drop them in like 1 or 2 hits. But the high-level guys, they're still pretty scrappy, which is about what I wanted it at. Like level 40 Pacquiao over there took one to the head to knock him out. I think I'm okay with that, based on his size. How many tranks I ever worked with were, they were already, like, in an animal pen when we would inject them. Wasn't too much really involved with that. It wasn't nearly as cool as the movies make it seem, I'll say that. Go ahead and get rid of these. God damn, Boone. This may be one of those scenarios where everything that's already existing may get spawned in. I sound silly as hell that in Ark you can't move furniture. Hope everybody likes Tinto berries, because that's what you're getting. Wow, he used the whole stack in that time. That is impressive. Kind of. Holy shit, never mind, that's actually kind of terrifying. That's how no one eats majo berries. Ever. He's still going. Okay. Brachiosaur didn't have all this weird zit-looking shit on just his leg. I'd really like this model more. You might want to get out of the neighborhood there, buddy. You know, Brachiosaur's kind of a problem for all the theories, isn't he? I just realized that. Like with the other sauropods, the new trendy theory right now is that, well, it's been since like the mid-90s that they like to speculate that they didn't hold their heads up right because their hearts weren't big enough to pump blood to their head. This is why you don't get your degree in biology, kids. Because even though there's a big obvious answer in front of you, you somehow try to deny it because, I don't know, you hung out with a dorky engineer probably at one point. Anyway, so that's all well and good, and I can even kind of buy their logic behind that. Except for Brachiosaur. See, his neck doesn't work like an Apatosaurus. It goes up. It can't go down really all that well. So then there's the whole issue of his neck is up in that position most of the time. There's no getting around it, so I guess his heart had to be the right size. Or, you know, maybe they're misunderstanding what else could be at play there. don't know what the hydrostatic weight of blood is. The more I think about it, really, once it got going, it seemed like it could just continue going as long as your heart beat. Which obviously, since it never stops, that would probably not be an issue. I mean, you better accept that dinosaurs had feathers. Yeah, they are kind of an unwinnable. They're not a very likable crowd. All of them. Funny one to me is they got a video on YouTube. It's the guy who discovered Utah Raptor. And, yeah, that was another one that got an announcement back in the day, before Jurassic Park. I do remember that, too. And, yeah. That one was kind of interesting, because, they're sitting there showing him all the models of Utah Raptors from various games, including this one, and he was sitting there saying, well, it looks like they just shoved feathers on the animal after the fact. My first thought was, you know, I don't recall any talk of feathers back then. Well, gee, sir, so when you dug it up, you never noticed? I know, now they got people pointing out quill marks and stuff. But even that to me is kind of lazy. If you really think about it. Which is kind of the problem with modern science anymore. Don't question them. Well, at least that filled. Oh, yeah, other shit. That Clayton Florini guy, whatever the hell his name is. Should just rename his entire channel. I am obsessed with Jurassic Park psychotically. Yeah. He actually said that Michael Crichton popularized Compsognathus. I'm going to go ahead and go out there with, no he didn't. All the kids' books back then had Compsognathus in it. Until Eoraptor was found, he was considered the smallest dinosaur. That's his claim to fame, and Eoraptor wasn't found for quite a while, and he had been found like in the 1900s or something like that, so he had a good 100-year reign of being the smallest dinosaur. That's why. Like, I had multiple old-timey dinosaur stuff before JP was ever a thing. And Compsognathus was always in it. That's how I knew how to pronounce the name. I saw that. You saw that, right? It's over here. Yeah. Oh, it's beyond the hill. Like, you try not to be a douche to some of those people on YouTube. And, you know, like, we all have the same common interest and stuff. It's just... some people are such mega fans about stuff, they can't accept that there was ever anything before that. Like, even I as a kid at one point questioned if I really like dinosaurs or just really like Jurassic Park. But I already knew that answer, actually, because I liked dinosaurs before there was a Jurassic Park. It's just kind of an asshole field right now. I think that's almost kind of like the thing with the... if you watch like a science anything right now, it's almost like a gotcha thing. I'd have to go read. Maybe that's the old... because there's points on all of them. Even watching old Paleo World. There wasn't a... there was still kind of a gotcha component to that show. And by gotcha, I mean like... you know, what you believed about dinosaurs is wrong. You're a fucking loser. You should kill yourself. That's why science is a very poor substitute for religion. It can't fulfill the same role in any way. Because it constantly fails. So you can keep up on things and be abreast of everything and think you're doing well, and then, yeah. Paleontology is a great example. I was playing Jurassic World Evolution. They have a single-horned ceratopsian in there. I go, oh, it's monoclonius. Oh, that name's gone now. Oh, yeah, sorry. They call him like Centroceratops or something like that. You can almost see him over there. Look, the book got wrote. Stay to certain names now. I think the shocker to me was Robert Backer naming a damn Pachycephalosaurid after goddamn Harry Potter shit. And the fact that it actually appears in the game already is just really... Not to mention his desire to stick the word Rex in the name for an animal that is clearly not a Rex in any way. I'm gonna call it Draco Rex. Like, I get why you did it, probably. I just... That's when you know, you start to question how serious these guys are. Like, that's the stuff, really, Crichton was a big dino nut himself, I guess, as a kid. Obviously, right? Oh, but even with that, as much as I love Jurassic Park and stuff, you kind of gotta ignore the fact that he also wrote Westworld, and ignore that Westworld came first and how obviously similar Westworld is to Jurassic Park. As far as the concept of a theme park going down, a really out there theme park. Makes me wonder how far behind in genetic engineering JP put us. That's not true, though, actually. No, he really overestimated how, I guess what he misunderstood about genetic engineering is that, you can only do so much with it, because you gotta still grow the damn shit, you know? It's a kind of powerful force. But it's not very instantaneous, like, say, an atom bomb or anything. You can go make your super soldiers with genetics, but, you know, good luck sitting around waiting for him. To grow up into adulthood, even with accelerants, which I don't know how possible that really is. I like how that's glossed over in books. Then we gave him something to accelerate his growth. Oh yeah, that's a thing. I'll write a book about that. It's funny, isn't it? Especially when you're a kid. You want to be an adult as fast as possible. Once you're an adult, you want to be a kid again. Well, okay, that's probably not true. Some adults, yes. Definitely want to be a teen or early 20s again. Da, 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 da. I mean, they got an entire thing going back to the gotcha moment. What do they call it? Your dinosaurs are wrong or something? Like, it is a kind of gotcha show. Like, oh, yeah, did you think? But the big thing about all the shows and their gotcha component is, they like pretending, especially nowadays, that kids got raised on, like, dinosaurs from the 50s. Hey kids, dinosaurs don't drag their tails. Of course, the most popular form of dinosaur media is Jurassic Park, so you know. I guess they all had feathers now. Of course, we really don't have the evidence for that. But we got it on a few species, so it's all of them. Yeah. You got a hard sell on that one, buddy. I hope that one lasts. Because my bigger question with the feather thing will always be the second part, too, of... Okay. So, all the theropods, which is the predators, basically, which is something that I didn't put together until recently. Like, that's really odd, too. What an unusual species of animal. Look at that. Almost all of them are quadrupeds. Except for the predators. That's weird. Like there is no four-legged dinosaur predator. That's very strange. Or if you compare it to any other species, like reptiles or mammals, there's no weird split like that. That's very curious. Because that's the big obvious, is that, yeah, raptors and, well, you go watch Trey the Explainer, who just acts like if you don't believe the most gayest version of dinosaurs that he believes in. I swear that guy just lives just ruined childhoods. Listen here, alright? T-Rex was a homosexual, and he was also a Muslim radical. And a feminist. A violent feminist. If you don't accept that, you're an idiot. And that's basically a show. He'll just find an animal that you liked and find some new discovery that makes it super duper lame. Oh, I think it makes them interesting. It doesn't make them interesting. Like, you know, it's trying to explain the feathers thing to somebody. Like, you guys don't get it, do you? I'm like, okay. How many times did you ever go, oh my god, that bird over there, watch out for him? It doesn't happen often. Well, if you were in a pen with the, you know, cassowary, you know what? Cassowaries are scary to an extent, yes. I'm not denying that. I'm still pretty sure I can kick a cassowary's ass way easier than I can a lion. Well, like even shows in the 90s, they would be sitting there spiking the ball on kids. You know, dinosaurs don't drag their tail and they don't walk upright. Until you start doing the math. Like, you sure? I mean, that's probably true, but they're probably not as horizontal as they're portrayed. Yeah, they're probably a bit more like that. Because, you know, the counterbalance would have to be pretty thick in reality. I hate to say this, but probably in-between stance is probably the correct one. Oh, and then you got the lame crap, like, what is it? You can outrun a T-Rex because his legs would snap if they went past. I'm like, how do you know? Actually, judging by the lack of videos of that guy, I assume his channel finally folded because he just kept running dinosaurs. I mean, he'd have some equally lame stuff out there, including weird shit about Carnotaurus, where he just went there and, okay, dude, stop it. You know, your stuff is too stupid to believe in. Like Michael Crichton, if you weren't around in '93, he took so much flack for Dilophosaurus spitting venom. Which you're like, artistic license for one. And two, it's not wildly unbelievable that something closely related to a reptile wouldn't, you know, one of them at least has some venom to them. That's why you don't see the Dilophosaur in other media. I damn near had to write an apology letter about it, and he might have actually done it. I think that's, well, there's a lot of other things. I mean, he really slams the living hell out of science and scientists in the book. I think people who read the book probably go over those parts. If you read that one on The Lost World, I mean, I look at it from both sides. I mean, he does slam the living hell out of scientists, especially paleontology. I mean, Crichton is really into chaos theory at that point, or whatever the hell they call it nowadays. But the other side of that is just that in the book, both of them, you kind of had to ignore the fact that Crichton was a medical doctor. Like, oh yeah, you weren't involved in this process ever, buddy. Certainly weren't taking advantage of it. I mean, it's a two-way street. I do think there are some scientists or science fans out there who are total douchebags towards everybody, or say wildly unrealistic things just to piss people off. Like, you always find a liberal one every now and then say something crazy like, and they're referring to Christianity specifically, but they're too gutless to say it. And they'll be slamming religion and implying that there should be more scientists out there, but, you know, damn religion's in the way. And you're like, you know, looking at the last electoral map there, you got plenty of people to draw from. The real answer's kind of, it doesn't pay, you know. I mean, I've pissed some people off who've gotten the degree, but there's a lot of truth to the fact that, yes, I was inspired by paleontology, but I realized even as a teenager that is not going to pay any fucking bills. Turns out digging up dinosaur bones does not matter. And some of these kids were inspired by the movie and went out and got a degree in it, and that's mildly inspiring and kind of sad all at once, because it's almost kind of a hobby science. I would call it an entertainment science. Like, I like paleontology. It's cool. It's neat. Makes a great kids book. But, you know, there is the realities that digging up dinosaur bones kind of doesn't matter. Like, there's only so much you're gonna gain at this point. Really? Look at that shitbag. He just walks over here. I mean, as far as the study of evolution, okay, I think we got it. Things slightly change over time. Sometimes they change super fast over time. The fossil record proves that. Not a big... And things go extinct. And I do agree with Crichton in that regard, that that's something that some people can't seem to accept, that extinction is more of a continuous event, everyday event, more than it is a man-made event or a big catastrophic event. It's just like some guys just aren't cutting it. I think the interesting thing is just when you start looking at it as a whole, you know, like the big cats are an interesting one, for example. Big cats have been going extinct since pretty much the Ice Age. Like, they evolve and they go through multiple extinctions, you know. Occasionally they come back. But, for example, to find out that a tiger or lion was endangered, is it really poacher related or hunter related? Or is it, you know, it's kind of already on the way out? I mean, there's only so many continents that have large cats on them. I think it's funny too, when I was taking ecology back in the day, something like a beaver was looked at in a negative sense. Nowadays, he's given this positive, cutesy little name of a, what is it called, ecological engineer. So, beavers used to be kind of brought up in this negative light of, oh man, they destroy their environment like man. But hey, oh, you know what? But they're animals, so that's still weird to me too. So, any of you diehard atheists out there, would you like to explain to me how we're still not an animal then? Like, why do you still have that weird viewpoint, that weird religious viewpoint that we're not animals? I mean, like, religion stands by the whole, well, you got a soul thing. But since, you know, that doesn't really matter. Well, I guess I should clarify. An eternal soul. Consciousness, or whatever we call the self. That clearly exists. But anyway, so Beaver's an ecological engineer now. So is man. Man's bad. It's strange. Like, there's actually another way to look at it, and it's something I was thinking about. You really look at all prehistoric life and the fossil record. If everything is correct, or at least mostly correct, then what you'd really get from it is that the Earth's almost kind of dying. Like, life as a whole has been getting smaller and smaller. And you could actually theorize that the evolution of man is a direct result of that, because, not because of large predators disappearing so that apes could, you know, or mammals could rise, but also the need for brains in a less resource-filled environment. Oh, did I get it already? Oh, damn it. 3. Okay. Well, let's go ask Trey the Explainer. He'll bore us to death in a video about how Dimetrodon's got... what was his... God. I mean, like, the guy talks about him like... Here's something you didn't want to know about dinosaurs. Hey, did you know that all Spinosaurs were gay and that's why they went extinct? Okay. Oh. Anyways, though, getting back to that whole extinction thing, it is interesting, and I do question that a lot now. How much of that is really related to the Earth itself changing? It's kind of like how things were warmer back then. For some reason, everyone throws a hissy fit nowadays. The Earth may or may not be raising a few degrees. Well, that's because it's man-made and it's arbitrary. How is it arbitrary? We're not some alien species. Hell, if anything, it just means everything's going to get bigger. Because the plants will respond in kind. Then you're going to get a lot more oxygen in the environment and expect everything to get big again. Like, life will always find a way to balance it back out. It's just what it does. It's weird. Kind of like I saw another video where somebody was arguing that humans are breaking evolution somehow. Suffice to say that the vagaries of fads and even what mankind is supposedly supposed to be interested in a mate is probably just as much driven, you know. Well, they're still actually motivated by the same things in reality. It's just we measure ourselves in reality by a different metering stick than just mere muscles. Judge very much so by your financial success. And the like they would cite stuff like, you know, oh well, you know, like in the Renaissance and Middle Ages, you know, the fat woman is considered appealing because, you know, it means she has money, or that she comes from money. Of course, that's came back, hasn't it? That's kind of surprising. It's funny too. When I was in high school and middle school, like that was viewed as, man, the Middle Ages was gross, and they've looped it right back around. Where now you're supposed to salivate over Bertha over there. It's weird. And I'm not the thinnest man on the planet either, but even I think it's weird. Like, but that to me is almost kind of reverse. That one I can see how that's, but the subtext of that is that it's still not really true. It's more just a matter of, I think, governmental influence. Trying to get the population married off and having kids again. And they don't want to admit that it's partially their fault. Certain ideas don't work together. Feminism and marriage is one of them. Another one is doing what you love. You'll never have to work a day in your life if you do what you love. Just get ready to work every fucking day to pay the bills. That's the other side of the argument. The counter to that would be, like when you're going to college or whatever, is how do you know what you love? At least as a job. most people's hobbies will not pay the bill. For example, there's been so many YouTubers out there. I mean, I just do this basically for fun. I think I finally turned monetization off. I mean, I know they did it for me as well. I did it to all the YouTubers, but it's a quick realization that even if you got famous on YouTube, you should probably not quit your job. Just enjoy the brief little time of fame that you have. But I mean, even somebody like Nostalgia Critic built an empire off it. All it took was just a little bit, and that empire starts falling apart. Even the AVGN is not safe from it. That's funny to me. Well, it's not funny so much as not wildly unexpected, I guess, since YouTube didn't get... Well, the reasons why YouTube got big in reality have a lot more to do with piracy than anything else. I mean, they'll try to act like it didn't, but trust me. Pre-2010 YouTube, if you're too young for that, a lot of the reasons why people liked it was that you could go watch a movie on there for free. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing ever. It's still, even now, you can still do it now. If it's an older movie that, you know, may not be shown on TV often, or even have a DVD release or something. And in that regard, I actually think it's still very good for that. And I would even defend it. You know, like, hey, if these assholes aren't trying to release their media so that I can go buy it, you know. If I want to watch it, I want to watch it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to steal from anybody. It's just, you know, your dumbass won't put it out there in a form that I can purchase. It's not my fault. But anyways, yeah, no, a lot of people will get into it, and I feel better about not having pushed harder and spent more money in trying to give it an honest-to-God try. I'm good with a few views on my videos. I'm fine. Don't bother me. For somebody who doesn't get pushed ever by YouTube, I feel good about that. Other than to say, okay, yeah, I think I'm kind of stuck for now. It's too foggy. Other than to say that, good choice on those, WT. Too bad I'm about to smash these walls. Yeah, all these alphas cause you to rank up really fast, but if you're not glitching the game, you're kind of so far ahead. Ingram-wise, I'm still trying to catch up material-wise. Wow, grappling hook's that high, really, huh? Oh, I can finally build a flak armor. And a fabricated pistol. Ooh. Well, but that's worth it. Shoot, that is really worth it, actually. That little shithead's gonna get himself killed in a minute. Get ready. Everybody murders him now. Yeah. Oh, your next stat's about to be. Wow, that was a sudden end to that. You may be asking, why the hell do you have that stupid parasaur on? Outside of just seeing how much he eats. He's not really crushing the trough, thank God. Like that stupid hell pig would. Oh, yeah, there's something I want to see get a TLC update. Fix the damn wings on Pteranodon. And get the damn teeth out of his head. The thing is with these guys, they're so weak. Even with boosted stats, they get their ass kicked pretty easy. Isn't like a year ago when basically Pteranodon was like the workhorse. I mean, he was like your horse basically. He did everything. They've ruined that. Now it's just kind of more like a shitty scout vehicle. And if you boost the hell out of your stamina stats in the game, then you can eventually make him into something not embarrassing. What are you gonna do about it, Pachycephalosaur? Look at him, stupid? I was gonna hit him with my head. Well, guess you're sitting over here then. I ain't moving you. I don't know why they made the Iguanodon so light than this. Bronto didn't even have to move. Well, I guess now he does, since he's standing on the goddamn beaver. That is another guy that needs TLC. There's still actually a good handful of animals that need a TLC update. I don't know what you could do with Bronto. Definitely the ability to get down from him safely would be one of them. That's really annoying. You gotta kill yourself to even get around on the asshole. Get some weight so I can put more shit on you if I need to. We don't have refrigerators yet. Why am I even... Yeah, Yeah, obviously the guy who would have all the seeds. Somebody's saying the Dilo needed an update. Now, that one I would debate. You know, he's such a low-tier guy, and the only way he needs an update is if they're going to do him the correct size. But I'm okay with the Jurassic Park nod, too. And getting those goddamn quills off of him. But no, you'll actually find these people on forums out there trying to argue that dinosaurs aren't lame if they have feathers. And I say, well, you keep telling yourself that. But you stand still, you know. It's like, I'm sorry, that is the old 6-foot turkey thing there, dude. And I don't care if he fans out to attack me. He's not the only damn animal that does that. Well, he's got a big toe claw. Good, it means he's off balance when he's kicking at me. Clearly, in his time, they didn't have anyone who understood how to take you to the ground. I think the bigger thing was just that before Jurassic Park, there was a better presentation of Deinonychus. Like, you know, I'm not knocking Crichton on that. He's just writing a novel, trying to punch up a new enemy in it. And, you know, kind of shed some more light on an animal that was starting to get big already in dinosaur popularity. But the big thing was that the better way to look at a raptor, instead of being like a dolphin or a chimp, it's more like a wolf or a hyena. And it's clearly a pack animal. No one member is all that important, because that's the only way, if it did hunt anything larger than it, and judging from the scars on Tenotosaurus, that would be presumably true. It would have to be something of a pack animal. Meaning that when you really think about how they would attack stuff, if it's the way that it's been presented to everybody, that the giant toe claws there scratching at shit, then yeah, he's really actually not the most dangerous creature around. Like, no one individual would be that bad, any more than, say, one wolf is. Or one hyena. You need a pack of them to take anything big down. And I would actually think having the toe claw could be a huge detriment. Because you never hear any, like how sharp was the inside of that claw, you know? I mean, how many times did they stab a larger animal and get stuck in them? I assume quite a few of them probably died, actually. And that's how you get to Horner's crazy theory about T-Rex being a scavenger then, so Deinonychus or the raptors are out there doing all the work, and then lazy T-Rex just shows up and takes the kill. Which is a quaint theory, and that's all it ever will be. Well, I don't know, for a while there, they were really pushing the hell out of that. I mean, I've always been more of a backer guy than a Horner guy, but I'll tell you one thing. I saw some critiques of Horner recently, because Horner's lost his mind. He's obsessed with trying to actually bring Jurassic Park into reality. You're the inspiration for the character of Grant. Talk to Crichton all the time. And now you're going out of your way to actually make it a reality. And you know he's probably arrogant as hell. Probably nuts. Like, he's a great example of like there's so many parts in the book that you can tell are just Jack Horner's thoughts. Like if you read the book and Dr. Grant's sitting there talking about how much he hates teacup hunter dinosaurs, museum curator guys. And then you're going, oh, that's just Jack Horner saying that because Jack Horner didn't have a degree or doctorate. Which surprised me too. I forget. I think he finally got a doctorate. Surprised he spent all these years. I mean, how busy can a man really be? That's a smart Triceratops over there. You know, actually, I just realized that this, outside of Steg ain't Indodictorus. I think they've all had their. No, I think it's a Steg and Ankh, actually. Steg and Ankh I buff with their attacks because I think it's silly that their attacks aren't pretty much lethal. Like Iguanodon I get, he's just got lame-o thumb spikes. And I was debating Trike. Trike should be up there in lethality. But Steg and Ankh for sure. I mean, those guys are pretty much one-shot kill guys. That's why, like, while I'm dicking with the damage here a little bit, I'm trying to get it dialed in more to reality here. Because, again, I don't necessarily buy everything Triton said. You know, like, I got back to that part in the book again where they're talking about killing dinosaurs and how hard it would be and blah, 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 blah. That sounds quaint and all, but they're still just damn animals. Well, I do understand the headshot thing kind of wouldn't be as easy on them. Just still getting around the fact that if you shoot something in the head, especially something whose primary weapon is its head, you know, even if you don't hit its brain, you're still screwing up lots of other things up there. And I think it's funny on Stegosaurs, all these years they fought those plates being for defense. And now they're pretty much accepting that they have to be for defense. Like, they're just such a hard-headed field. Like, they can't accept that a guy from the 1800s could ever get anything right. Oh my god. That one was my fault. That one wasn't Ark's fault. You know, I may end up putting up another window. Yeah, I think the new building size will be adequate. expansion's such a pain in the butt. But that looks pretty good. It's a pretty nice big building. It's the nice part about not playing on a PvP server. You don't have to worry about this shit. You don't have to build some big cave. Or have to have 9 billion turrets just to play the damn game. Like, I always wonder sometimes with developers, when's the last time they've actually played a game? And you can really tell that a lot of those guys are just into the art of it all, and they're not really much gamers anymore. Because they just heavily underestimate how people would play them. Like, even myself, I'm like, you think about it from the perspective of somebody playing the game properly. Like, oh yeah, people will just build like a fireplace or two and they'll incidentally get charcoal. They would never, I don't know, craft like 20 campfires and just burn wood at all times to make shitloads of gunpowder super fast. Yeah, like, yes, they would. Of course they would. And they would never just plant tons and tons of those stupid plant X's. Just to the point of ridiculousness. And to the point it lags the server. Yeah, they would. Like, you have to think about that stuff. Which is kind of why another reason I play on my own server. I do like not going overboard. Can I just ride him over to the... Oh, you know it's going to make me jump on the other side. Ah! Oh, oh, oh! Get some more weight on you, buddy. Hell, you keep that up, you might actually be of use in a minute there, Beaver. Probably not, though. Ooh, it's long enough that it actually affects the sunlight. I'd tell you, another thing no one really gets from back then is how, even with that franchise, there was so few good games for it. I mean, really, there was a lot of hope at the beginning. The Sega one was decent. The Super Nintendo one was, nah, but it followed the book more. Like, even after I'd read the book as a preteen, I realized that. It's like, oh, that's why there's that whole mission to nerf gas the Raptors. Oh. Hell, it explained the toys if you'd read the book. Like, I couldn't figure out why the Robert Muldoon toy had a rocket launcher when he didn't in the movie. I'm getting there. Yeah. Still debating how I'm going to do the damn gates. And the gates have to be done today. After getting attacked by a Tyrannosaur yesterday. In my own damn home, no less. Which definitely pisses me off. Oh, what the hell? Oh, it doesn't keep the kills in there? Yeah, well. I'm surprised about the clipping thing. I really thought that was going to be more convenient. Removing that option. I mean, it kind of is. I get so tired of having to find giant flat areas to build and being hampered by minor things. And what sucks is, well, this game will probably get a sequel if it can figure out that most people don't give a crap about dragons. Like, I fear that the developers, even when they were making this, lost faith with the subject matter. Because you can see it real fast in Scorched Earth, their first DLC, where they just start pulling out shit out of their ass. Like certain things I don't, like I said, mind. I really didn't mind the Bigfoot, because, you know, again, Mesopithecus is a thing. My issue with the wyverns was on multiple levels, you know, outside the fact that they really didn't fit in the game where, you know, the initial game is all mostly serious-ish prehistoric life, just mixed up. Somehow that leads to wyverns. And then, yeah, you get to Aberration, where you get up to pretty much a really poor man's looking xenomorph, you know? Or the gliding gecko feather guy. Whatever the fuck he's called. I forget. The Drake. Yeah. And my problem with them is that they're game destroyers. Like, the wyvern pretty much ruins PvP. I know they tried to soften them up to make them more into glass cannons, but ultimately, you know, like, I think the game would have been probably a lot different and less busted had they never did wyverns. I mean, it's too late now, but I do hope for their sequel they just stick to dinosaurs and prehistoric life. There's so much terrifyingly interesting shit out there. You don't need to go to anything silly like a damn dragon. Prehistoric stuff, or what do you call those? Cryptozoological creatures like a Bigfoot, I don't mind, because again, it's like Nessie. You know, they already exist. They just don't exist nowadays, most likely. So that's not a big deal to me. And don't crap out their pants either. Like when I first started playing this, they did one last solid update, and then they started reaching hard. Like giant bee, like there was never a giant bee. Giant bee, horses, shit like that. Like there's plenty of neat prehistoric horses. Hell, we've already kind of technically got Paraceratherium, you know, like that's pretty close already. I know he's more like a giraffe or rhino kind of thing, but still. He's kind of a giraffe, rhino, horse. I'm debating if he needs a TLC. I think he's probably the only one that doesn't of the big dudes. You know, could you stop standing in the damn doorway? Thank you. start. Oh. Am I gonna lose the ceiling that way? I am. Am I? I don't think it will. It's attached to that one. That one's still attached. Yeah, I think we're okay. Anyways, I'm surprised about the amount of people that do not have servers that want to be douchebags on your server and actually expect to survive on your server. It's just... No. I'm under no moral obligation to allow you to play on my shit. I just want to tear up your shit. Yeah, well... No. Go get a real job, or tell your parents to. Three. I feel like this is going to smash everything if I do this. Let's find out. Nope. I am debating the stairs are going to stay in the middle like that. Now that's mildly inconvenient, and it's not that big a deal. How many do I need? 3. There we go. It's a weird game, like I said. All these survival games can get kind of meta. I don't want to do chores in real life, so I'm going to play video games where I do chores. But it's different because there's a large 8-ton animal attempting to eat me while I do them. That basically puts the stairs in the center of the house. That's kind of odd. That's why I need a female around. I don't like that choice stylistically. Tell you ever want to have fun with a realtor? Go buy a house while you're single. Watch them try to deal with the fact that there's no woman to talk to. It's like, what is it? 80% of all housing choices are made by women. That kind of makes sense to me, actually. Well, that answers that one. Yes, it does. It still screws up the same amount of tiles, so I'm kind of torn on it. All that for one. I know I always get the criticism that I make a big box. Well, if you're playing on your own server, why don't you make it look pretty? Because I'm not playing Minecraft. I can't just drop down one block real quick. I guess I could spawn it in. I tell you, a lot of people who make their stuff look pretty, that's what they're doing. But if you're playing the game proper, like, you know, you go make a pretty house. And there's still the reality that even if you're not playing against players, you still got the animals to worry about. Until you get some gates up. And gates aren't total security either. Like if you go build heavily in the redwoods, at least I haven't looked recently, but I assume the Argentavis still rules down there. Got me any thatch? There you go. Is there anything to make out of the fossil stuff other than those three? Oh yeah, Quetzal. I already had the raptor one. Oh yeah, yeah, brought. I think we already had the wyvern skeleton too. A lot of these I already had. Oh, I got that. Damn it. I don't get why sometimes thatch now makes ash. Charcoal, whatever. Well, that was kind of an oversight. Just realized the importance of carrying a gun still. Sorry about that. Alright, what level are you? Do you have any reason to be here? Nope. What did you think was gonna happen? That's funny too. That dude is crapping his brains out, stuck on that tree. Yeah, I think I got it right. I think I did. Yeah, I think chores would be infinitely more interesting if you had to do them on the back of a giant armadillo. There's a great example of extinction like I was talking about earlier. Armadillos. Clearly were flourishing at one point. Got up to this ginormous size. Pretty much going extinct. Fuck both of you. Imagine how much I hate the raptor in the game now. Like, I mean, what they've done with him is fine. It's just, I really hate that thing now. No, but I see that they're trying to almost do the Fortnite-y thing with their stats. And the way you can tell is just by the way they've been sped up so much that my old multipliers, I gotta crank them up even more to kind of get the old experience. Because they're trying to accelerate, shoving you up to the top now, and they were trying to accelerate. But they didn't accelerate resource gathering. I guess that's their way to force people to work together. Oh yeah, door. Okay, and just, you ain't got a front door. Yeah, I'm aware, Stag. Thanks. Oh, whoa, whoa. Missed that. Really need to invent a refrigerator. Guess some things are about to get the old heave-ho here. I don't see myself getting electricity anytime soon. Probably not before I leave. If somebody else wants to come on and do it, go for it. Thousand health, compy. I do think multiplying up human damage was the way to go. Because I was getting a little tired of base firearms not being worth the crap. And I don't want to go to the usual levels I have been in the past. I could get all that crap off you. Like normally in the past I just would spawn in and send that gun and we'd just carry that around on us, but that's getting kind of old. I'm really tired of doing that. Oh. Yeah, okay. Like, I kind of want to try to find a nice middle ground. Between... Oh, well, I guess I didn't need a door frame. Darn. I'd like to find a nice middle ground between... what I've had in the past and now. So something... Like, I always thought it was a little bit extreme. That was definitely not the one I thought I was looking at. Something less extreme. Than what it currently is. To where, like, the default settings on this game, firearms are pretty much useless. Or the default ones you can craft. They're pretty much just for fighting another human being. And they're not even that good. Because it's a stupid ass RPG. So that hacks me off. So I'm trying to find a nice middle ground where guns still matter, but obviously a dinosaur would still be preferable over a gun. I mean, that the base game, base settings, that is pretty much what it is until you get some blueprints. But especially now with all the raptors, and especially with the just, for some god-awful reason, just the sheer amount of alphas on the game right now. Also, it's about to be July 4th. Where's all the July 4th stuff at? Because I normally have a bunch of patriotic crap in this game. Yeah, okay, that's annoying that they don't move that. How would you put demolish and repair always in the same spots, guys? Huh. This is different looking, isn't it? Yeah, I'm probably just gonna respawn in some of this stuff. Like, if it all weighs 4 pounds, then why can't I just pick it up and move it? You know? I don't know why I don't have a pick up and move if it's empty option. I thought that was a tad strange. You watch that damn stegosaur will make a damn beeline over here. tap? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, self. I just had a brilliant thought. I forgot. I play on, quote, more realistic settings. Meaning, I can just shoot the bastard, can't I? Give me my trank gun. I bet I won't need more than one. I'm getting close. Possibly. I can get close to him. Especially if he's low level. Stupid things not to do. The likelihood of him being stuck in a tree right now is pretty high. Okay. Well, I was thinking he's going to be low level and he'd just drop. Oh shit, how did I not see 120? I saw just 20. Here I am. You know what, we're gonna keep you. Yeah. Crap, I don't even have a gun on me. Well, I don't have bullets, I mean. Hey Packy, do you ever get some rank yet? Stop embarrassing me. That's better. Oh my god, you are useless. Never mind. Well, that's the peak of that species right there. So what's a 120 Parasaur stats look like? Anyone curious to see? Really? They certainly don't act like they only have 720 health. You're lucky I missed. You're lucky I missed, and you're even luckier I lost interest. That really worked out. Shame we didn't get the tap, though. So, okay, so... So I won't lie, once I start on the gates, there's gonna be some bullshit spawning. Because I can't replace an item if something gets put out of whack, or I discover a hard truth that I don't necessarily want to have to deal with. That's gonna happen. I'm strongly debating taking over this entire field with the structure. We never did that before, but there's really more building area in here than there is going up that cliff. I normally always take over part of the cliff, and that is always such a pain. It's not worth it. And this is just so much prettier anyways. I used to just take over part of the cliff because sometimes stuff would fall over, but I can just spike wall it. I'll just put some gates up top. I'm not sure. Flush with the whatever. I think I got a saddle for him. Let's get woke. I'm gonna go watch Black Panther and get woke. So woke. So much woking occurring around here right now. Fucking Disney, man. It's the problem with the Marvel fans, I think. They have such low standards. Disney can get away with so much on them right now. Like, after watching Black Panther, I'm like, really? You thought that was good? It is kind of nonsense that doesn't make sense. And what an African guy? Like an actual African guy? Like, would the highlight of their country's existence be slavery? I just don't see that one happening. I feel like they had better shit going on. Bury me at the sea, where all my ancestors used to jump off the boat. Huh. You don't want to be buried on, the plains where all your other ancestors lived. Your ancestral homeland. And just that one little thing. It'd be like a Russian guy being like, bury me at the Eastern Front where we fought those filthy Jerrys, or something like that. It's just, like, eh. You didn't have anything else going on there? Also, a weirder thought, something that should really be addressed with that whole Wakanda thing. So, if they were technologically advanced and ahead of everyone, why didn't they stop the black people from being enslaved? See, this is why you got to think about your writing, Even the James Bond series thought to throw 007 in a North Korean prison for 9/11. Because obviously, and yes, that is the real reason it happened. I remember the articles back in '02. And I was like, wow, that's so vain. But okay, fine, that's funny. Cool. Yeah, they slowed them down. I don't like that. I need to go look up where they think these guys are quadrupeds at. Oh, we got two dudes? Oh, well. Yeah, you're kind of shitty compared to him. Well, except for in stats. Okay. Yay. Wow, that was exactly 8. Cool. 36. You know, I never thought about that. I could just do, well, yeah. I don't know how this is going to work. It's going to be a mix. Well, yeah, let's fix the interior first. I want to debate what's going to happen with these stairs. Like that, obviously. Jeez, of course, it's got a bunch of weight on it. That's not going to suffice. I actually don't think I can. I don't know how I feel about that yet. Okay. They'll surely be second floor. This is where stuff's probably about to start getting spawned in. Mainly because I don't feel like wasting the resources to rebuild it. Which, again, is kind of my issue with Ark as a whole. Like, it's not even this hard to move something in Minecraft. You can actually easily move stuff in Minecraft. I know you could say, well, you know, that forge is heavy. Yeah, but actually it's only like 4 pounds. They even say so when you build it. Okie doke, where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So really? Looking down cause well, hang on, let's check the old options here. Okay. Yeah. It's extended HUD info. I'm curious about that. What do you think that means? Is that the one that actually tells you if you get poisoned or not? Actually, I take it back. Steg's plates make a lot of sense if you're defending your vertebrae. Perhaps we haven't found who the real predator of the Jurassic is. Maybe it's not Allosaur. I mean, I was always for the plate defense theory. But as I get older, admittedly, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But these did the other things. Okay, I'm going to have to spawn in some stairs. Spawn in a smithy. I guess that'll be the first one we do, smithy. No, what stairs are even more important, actually. Wow, what an idiot. Oh. Yeah. We'll be right back. Let me go put this code in.